It's 2020, and another special occasion meant to be celebrated with family and friends is mired in loss and fear because of the pandemic. Still, people are finding ways to worship this Christmas despite restrictions and warnings not to gather in person. For more than 200 years, Midnight Mass at St. Louis Cathedral in New Orleans has been filled with hundreds of people worshiping together on Christmas Eve. This year, it will require a reservation.
We will be socially distanced and we will be masked up. We will still have a cantor who will be singing the music, even though we can't all sing together with the beautiful cathedral choir.
Attendance will be limited to fewer than 500 people.
Even though it is different and our family celebrations will look different, and even our parish and church community celebrations may look a little bit different, we always need to remember the true meaning of this season and carrying Christ with us now and into the new year.
Bishop Mark Seitz of the Catholic Diocese of El Paso, Texas, announced that churches there will be open in time for Christmas. Under phase 3 of the local protocol, they may operate at 25% capacity and must follow all social distancing and disinfection norms.
We know that a great deal of caution is necessary, but at the same time, we feel we've had time to learn safe practices and to begin implementing them in our churches.
He says the city curfew will not apply to those attending late Mass and encourages at-risk worshipers to stay safe at home. The diocese will be broadcasting Masses in English and Spanish on Christmas Eve. In Grand Rapids, Michigan, services will also be streamed online, and in-person attendees will be split between two buildings. Cathedral Director Steve Wood was unsure if Christmas Mass would happen at all this year.
There is just a measure of joy that being able to gather, regardless of our size, is a blessing to us.
In Las Vegas, Catholic churches will still hold annual Christmas Eve services or Mass following a federal court ruling on church attendance in Nevada, holding that churches could hold 25% of their fire code occupancy limit as long as they comply with social distancing and temperature checks. Many of the churches there also require reservations.
I think there is a pent-up longing for people to come back to their houses of worship, to be together as a community. Certainly to celebrate the birth of the Lord.
Around the world, in Britain, authorities had planned to relax restrictions, but the emergence of a new, more contagious strain of the virus instead shut the countries down. No indoor mixing of households is allowed in London or Southeast England, and dozens of countries have limited flights from Britain as new daily infections are running at record highs. In South Africa, beaches will be closed for the holidays and a nighttime curfew is in place. Alcohol can only be sold on the weekends. Some countries are banning flights from the country, where infections and deaths have doubled over the past 2 weeks. Lebanon taking a different approach, hoping to inject foreign currency into a tanking economy and easing restrictions, opening nightclubs but prohibiting dancing. And back in the U.S., at the Country Club Christian Church in Kansas City, the pews have been empty for most of the year, and they'll remain that way Christmas Eve.
One of the joys of being together in worship is to sing. And we didn't feel like it would be safe to have people shoulder to shoulder singing in this almost 100-year-old building.
But they'll still be worshiping together in song Christmas Eve, with hundreds of candles delivered to parishioners' doors. Senior parishioner Carla 80 says, as we enter into what some are predicting could seem like the longest winter, after months of loss and fear, reaching people on Christmas is as important as ever. Wherever they may be lighting that candle, be it at church, at home, or at an outdoor service, she hopes people will see the symbolism of connecting with others during the pandemic.
This is a time for us to remember that the darkness does not overcome the light, and that there is hope.
And the CDC and health experts warning the safest way to spend Christmas this year is at home with your immediate family. When it comes to religious services, the CDC encourages masks, hygiene, social distancing, and the minimizing of sharing of worship materials.